Okay.
31st of August, Rabbi Levitt, Nehemia.
Nehemia. Oh, Nehemia. That means we have to get the Sefer. Okay. Okay, here's Nehemia. Oh, I said we are going to do the Gemara over here. Yeah. Okay, so
Sanhedrin.
we have a Gemara in Sanhedrin 93b.
I'm going to go get mine.
Yeah, let's take a look. What's going on over here?
Ninety-three B.
Okay. So this is in Perik Chelik. Perik that is devoted to Agadata. And let's see, where can we find this on the page? It'll be quoting our pasuk. It's going to be talking about our pasuk. Our pasuk is Nehemia Perik Hey, pasuk Tes Vav. So if we look in the Torah Ora Sholem for Nehemia, we'll see where we got to go in the Amud. Here we go, all the way at the bottom. Ayin, Os Ayin, Apachot Harishonim. So where's Ayin? It's 4 lines from the bottom of 93b.
Rav Yosef.
Right. Right. So now, okay. Well, it seems to be in the middle of a thread over here. But okay, without going into it too much, this is where it looks like it's fitting to begin. ביקש הקדוש ברוך הוא שיזכירנו לטובה בתוך עם ישראל מכוח רחמי השם ולא מחמס זכויותיו, אך נחמיה ביקש שיזכירנו השם לטובה מחמס זכויותיו. Oh, so that, yeah, oh, I see. That's already talking about Nehemia from before. Okay, but it seems, in other words, that the Gemara is already in the middle of discussing why it was that Nehemia was something happened to Nehemia. There was some fallout from Nehemia. So we're already in the middle of that, and this now what we're bringing now is is another reason, possible reason why Nehemia was reprimanded. Okay, so Rabbi Yosef Amar, yeah, Rabbi Yosef Amar, mipnei shesiper begnuson shel rishonim. In other words, not like we said previous, whatever, we're not going to get into what was the Gemara said before, but now the Gemara is saying this is the reason why. Is because he spoke out of turn about the Rishonim, the first ones, the ones that came before him, Shenemar, and this brings our pasuk, Apachos Harishonim, Asher Lefanai, the governors, the first governors that were before me, Echbidu Ala Am, they were very heavy on the people. V'yikchu mehem b'lechem v'yayin, after kesef shkolim arbaim v'chulei. They took a lot of taxes and all that type of thing from the people. So that's what Nehemia said. Um, and since he said apachos harishonim, he didn't specify who it was that he was talking about. The Gemara says af al Daniel shegodol mimenu siper. It comes out that either intentionally or perhaps unintentionally, the implication of what he was saying also would people would hear that he was talking about Daniel, because Daniel was one of the governors that preceded Nehemiah. Okay, there's Rashi over here. There's Rashi. Rav Yosef Amar Lav Ahachi Ianesh. The David Nami Amar Ki Haigavna Ela Lekach Nenesh Zepiperk Benusan Sharishon. My Ninhu. Where's the my Ninhu? We already got to there. Oh no, that's further on. Okay, so we're going to continue with the Gemara. The Gemara continues. Minalon the Daniel the Degodo Mimenu. From where do we know that Daniel was Godol, was greater than Nehemiah? Ksiv, we have a pasuk here in Daniel. It says, "Re'isi ani Daniel levadi esamare." I myself alone, Daniel, I saw the vision. Anashim asher hayu imi, but the people that were with me, loy ra'u es hamare, they did not see the vision. Aval harada gedola nafla alehem, but a great fright descended upon them. V'yivruchu b'achvei, and they ran to hide. So now the Gemara darshans this pasuk. It says, "Va'anashim asher hayu imi lo ra'u esamare." people that were with me, they did not see the vision. Mayor is waiting. Sorry, Mayor. Okay, always happens. Anashim asher hayu imi lo ro'u esamare man ninu. The more asks, who were those anashim that the pasuk is referring to that it didn't specify? Morning, Mayor.
Good morning, Rabbi.
We are learning the Gemara in Sanhedrin.
Oh, hold on. I gotta go get it. Hold on. What daf on Sanhedrin?
93b.
Okay, I'll be back in a minute.
So ask the Gemara, Man Ninu, who are they? Man Ninu Anashim. Who are these Anashim that the pasuk mentions? Amar Rebbe Yirmiyah, V'tema Reb Chia bar Abba, Zeh Chagai, Zechariah, Umalachi. Not just any old people, they were the last three Nevi'im in Klal Yisrael. Chagai, Zechariah, and Malachi. Okay. Now, we have a Rashi over here. My Ninu. Shahayu Imo Chagai Zechariah Malachi. The Nevi'im were together with Daniel. Kevan Shehem Loi Ra'u, since they did not see this vision, Hu Ra'ah, and Daniel himself did see it, Alma Godol Mehem Habe. So we see that Daniel, who saw this vision, while the other Nevi'im did not see it, we see that Daniel was greater than them. With the Ashkachan, the Daniel Habe, Choshiv Tfei, Mechagez Zechariah Malachi, the Havu Nevi'eh, and from this that we see that Daniel was greater than even these three Nevi'im, Shmamina, the Gadol Habe, Min Nehemia, Ben Chaklia. So we see we can apply the principle of transitivity, I think it's called, and say that it must be that he was also greater than Nehemia, the Lo Havi Navi, because he was not even a Navi. Nehemia was not a Navi, says Rashi. Yafilu Hachi, Saper Alav, Deloy Afke, Bichlal Genus Harishonim. And nevertheless, in spite of all of that, Nehemia did not refrain from removing Daniel from his categorization of the previous governors that was before me. And that was his, and that says Rabbi Yosef, that was why Nehemia was reprimanded. Daniel haya mi boy hagoyla imacherish v'amazgir. Daniel came with the from the ones that came from the Gola with the cherish v'amazgir. And Nehemia habe me'olei hagola tzman meruba la'acher miken. Oh, and Nehemia, he came up to Eretz Yisrael much later than Daniel. He was in a later aliyah to Eretz Yisrael than Daniel. Okay.
So I don't follow. It seemed like he was trying to say that Nehemia was greater than Daniel, or Daniel was greater than Nehemia, And as a proof of that, it showed that he was greater than the three governors. But how does that relate to Nehemia?
Oh, the proof is that the Anashim that did not see the vision were themselves Navim.
Right,
That was Chagai, Zechariah, and Malachi.
right,
So Rashi says that according to that, if even these Navim did not see this vision that Daniel saw, so Rashi says we could say that certainly Nehemia, who was himself not even a Navi, certainly even though he wasn't there, he would not have seen the vision either.
but I don't get that. If Daniel saw it and he was not a Navi, then why couldn't Nehemia, who was not a Navi, also see it?
Okay. The fact that Daniel saw it was out of the ordinary.
Right.
Say that you have a situation where someone who's not a Navi and yet he sees a vision. And by the way, that's already a discussion about Daniel. Daniel, there's another place in the Gemara and Megillah that says that Daniel, in fact, did receive communication to Hashem, but he's not called a Navi, meaning he's not one of the Navim that has his nevuahs recorded for all time.
Right.
Unlike there was 48, I think there was 48 Navim, and he was not one of them. But that doesn't mean that he was not a Navi.
Makes sense.
Okay, so Gemara actually goes on with this. On the Sadi Dalet, on the top of Sadi Dalet, the Gemara says, just I don't know whether this relates to what we're talking about specifically. Inu adifi minei, inu adif minayu.
So they were 48.
Inhu adifi minei. They, inhu is plural. They were adif minei. The ihu, and he was adif minayu. He was adif from them. How so? Inhu adife minei. They were greater than him. The inu neviye. The ihu lav navi. They were Navim, and he was not a Navi, referring to Daniel. The ihu adif minayu, but he was greater than them. The ihu chazi, the inu lo chazi, because he saw this. The pasuk testifies that he saw the vision, and they did not.
Were Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi included in the 48?
Yes. Yeah, they all have a recorded nevuah in the Sefer Treyasar.
Uh-huh.
The 12 prophets. There's a Sefer Treyasar that has it's one sefer, but it has in it the recorded prophecies of 12 different Nevi'im in Klal Yisrael. That's where you'll find Amos, you'll find um, Ovadia, you'll find they didn't have a lot of not enough to make a whole sefer themselves, like Yeshaya and Yirmiyah, and but they were there. They were there.
So I have a footnote which says, like you said, it says, in fact, Daniel was also a prophet, but unlike Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi, he was never sent a prophetic message to the people.
Yeah. So where does it tell you where that Gemara is?
Yeah, it says Rashi to Megillah 3a.
Oh, there we go. Oh, just Rashi. Okay, let's see. Right. Okay. Okay. Fine. So yeah, this is. I see that this is not just. I mean, just to finish it off, if you're the Gemara is curious to know, and so since the Gemara has a side question, since these three Chaggai, Zechariah, Malachi, since they didn't see anything, that's what we're saying here, that they didn't see anything. So if so, my timer, ibos. Why did they? What did they get shaken up about? It says that they ran away and hid. So the Gemara says, no, afogav the inu lo chazumidi. Even though they, with their eyes, they didn't see anything. True, but mazalayu chazai. But their mazel saw. The mazel saw. So, what is a mazel? Something.
It says in my footnote, according to Rabbi Avraham Min Hadar, he explains that mazel here refers to one's imaginative faculties, which can sense what his physical senses do not.
Okay. Rashi, the Gemara in Megillah over there also mentions this story. Apparently, there's a Rashi over there which explains what mazel is. He says that mazel is the sar b'shamayim hamamuna aleihem rav hirgish b'marazeh b'machmas kein nivhalu. There's a they had a ministering angel in Shemayim that was appointed upon them, and of course the Sar saw the vision, and he felt the fright of the vision, and that's why the men down here they also felt something. Okay. Okay, fine. So in other words, yeah, maybe that would be instructive to go over there and see that Gemara in Megillah. I'm looking to see maybe it discusses some of the others. Is Ezra considered to be one of the Nevi'im? Seems like Nehemia is not considered to be a Navi. And we're explaining about Daniel himself. Maybe there's more to take a look at over there. I'm going to take a look. I'm going to go get a Gemara in Megillah. Yeah. Mm, okay. Yeah. The Gemara mentions over here this Maisa. This is a pasuk that we learned in Daniel. Daniel Yud Perik Yud pasuk Zayin, and this is which pasuk is it on the? Oh, you don't. Okay. Um, yeah, just mentions the pasuk over here. Risi ani Daniel levadi esamare v'anashim asher hayu milo reu esamare aval charod gedola nofla lehem v'yivchu v'haveya. Okay, so same Gemara. Almost the same Gemara. Okay, so Rashi. Uh, yeah, I was hoping to find over here a listing of the Navim. Doesn't seem to be over here. Okay, so we're not going to get lost in all this. Fine. Yeah, it's just a companion. It's just a companion Gemara that relates the same story. Yeah, and the Rashi that over here. Rashi, what was the mazel? Mazlahu sar shel kol adam lamala. That's the mazel. Every person has a private sar shel asar, sar mala. Okay, let's go further.
Guardian angel.
Yeah, Rashi's saying it wasn't something special to these three because they were Navim or anything. It was just everyone has such a thing.
Right.
Okay. Okay, so let's go further. Oh, what did we see over here? So in other words, what was the Gemara over there in Sanhedrin was giving um, a reason why Daniel was reprimanded. So exactly where is the in what way was he reprimanded over here? So we have a note over here in note 15 that it says that the Gemara asserts that although Nehemia was the author of the book describing his activities, it's nevertheless entitled the Book of Ezra. And Nehemia's name was deleted from the title of his book as a punishment for his criticism of the former governors, particularly Daniel, who was greater than he. Oh, and that was the other thing that the Gemara over there said that we looked up in Sanhedrin. Another opinion attributes the deletion of Nehemiah's name to his request for Hashem's recognition of his good deeds. Okay, so maybe we missed that because we sort of like fell into the sugi over there without really knowing too much about what happened before or after. So, but that's the fallout that he was punished. So, really, in truth, Nehemiah was the one that wrote Sefer Nehemiah, and but his name was taken away from the title of the Sefer as a punishment because he spoke out of turn about Daniel, who was greater than him. And so interesting. But if you look at any publication of Sefer Nehemiah, you'll surely see the name Nehemiah prominently displayed on the front of the Sefer, just like Art Scroll has done. So they seem to be ignoring the punishment that the Gemara in Sanhedrin prescribed for Nehemiah. So I guess you could ask we'll have to find out about that. Is it proper to call it Sefer Nehemiah? Maybe it's proper to call it Sefer Ezra. I wonder why. Okay. Okay. It says, see commentary to the first pasuk in Nehemiah. Oh, that's where it says that Ezra and Nehemiah are essentially one book. See, that's not really true either. It's not really one book. According to what this Gemara in Sanhedrin is saying, it's a totally separate book. It was not written by Ezra. It's got nothing to do with Ezra. It's got all to do with Nehemiah. Nehemiah wrote his own book, except that that there was a reason why we not supposed to call it Sefer Nehemiah. I don't know. have to find out about this. Yeah, Rashi over here. Rashi over here. Oh, there's a long Rashi over here. Okay. No, I don't see Rashi addressing this. Okay. All right. Well, we have to get to the bottom of this one. I'll have to find out about this. I mean, I think even the editions of Tanakh, totally in Lashon Hakodesh. I think they list this as Sefer Nehemia. Anyway, okay, so let's go further. Now we are up to Pasuk Tes Zion. Tes Zion, and we call upon Mayor to start off the reading today.
Okay, that's Zion. Okay. Very good. It says, V'gam bimlechet hachoma hazot hechezachti v'sadeh lo taninu v'chol ne'arai kivutzim sham al hamilacha. So also, I supported the work of this wall, so we did not buy any field, and all of my servants were gathered there for work. Okay. So we do have some commentary here. Also, I supported the work of the wall. I constantly urged the workers to apply themselves to work on the work of building the wall. And that's Rashi Mitsudo. The term hechezik, supported, indicates an ongoing program to maintain an effort. Okay. Read Miditrani translates, I also held my money for construction of the wall. I made no other expenditure, but spent all of my money for the construction of the wall.
Wow.
Okay. And lo kanino, we did not buy. We refers to Nehemiah and his companions. That's Rashi, the Kohanim, according to Ibn Ezra. B'sadeh, in the field. My companions and I did not buy the fields of those who were involved in the construction of the wall, although they were in need of funds. Instead, we donated money to them so that they might keep their fields and continue building the wall. Rashi and Mitsudo. According to Ralbag, the explanation is we did not buy fields, for this would have required that the fields be cultivated, and we were completely involved in the work of the wall. Nehemiah stressed his inability to buy fields in order to indicate that he was, at that time, without income, yet he refused to accept the governor's stipend. And al hamlacha, for work. They were building constantly, Rashi.
So we see here tremendous dedication and self-sacrifice on the part of Nehemia to see to it that this wall is built and it's not a simple matter. We see the whole story of how the wall is built is
Or
very
you have class? Oh, okay, here. I have to leave now. Sorry.
oh, okay.
Oh, it's time
Have a good
anyway.
day.
Good day, Mayor.
Okay, so yeah, wow.
Late.
Nehemia, it sounds like he had he was sounds like he was I mean he had servants. It sounds like he was well off, and he did have money, but he didn't want to take any money from the governor, as even though he was really officially appointed by royal edict to be the governor of the over the Jewish people in Yerushalayim, and he was entitled to be paid. And they would, I guess, and we saw that he was actually uh, given, but it sounds like he refused it. He refused to accept the governor's stipend. That's what we saw in previous psukim. Maybe we'll see more in pasuk Yud Daled, and also we're going to see in pasuk Yud Ches. And all the money that he did have, it says that he didn't make any expenditure. He didn't spend any money except on the money that was necessary to build the wall. So, wow, it's amazing. Okay, so we go to pasuk Yud Zion. Lou. Oh, we're already out of time.
Time up?
Yeah, I guess that's why Mayor had to leave. I was thinking, oh, why is Mayor leaving early? But he's not. He didn't leave early.
Right.
Okay. Okay, so we